It was the final week of high school, senior year, the week every student in Lincoln High had been waiting for. Caps and gowns were ready, college letters had been opened, and freedom was just days away. For 17-year-old Lucas Jameson, it was a bittersweet time. He wasn't the popular type, nor the loner. He existed somewhere in the middle, the kid who kept his head down, turned in his homework, and went straight home after school to help his mom around the house. Lucas's father had passed away when he was 8. Since then, it had always been him and his mom, sharing a small 2-bedroom apartment near the edge of town. His mom worked nights as a nurse and still managed to pack him lunch every morning with a handwritten note tucked beside his sandwich. "Choose wisely," the note said that day. 3 words, underlined twice. He didn't understand what it meant just yet. That afternoon, Lucas stood by his locker when Brett, the school's star football player, strutting over with a cocky grin. "Yo, Luke, big party tomorrow night, senior send-off at Derek's cabin by the lake. You in?" Lucas blinked. Brett never invited him anywhere. I don't know. I've got work and—" "Come on, man. One night. No parents, no rules, just drinks, music, and freedom. We're out of here in a few days. Don't be a loser." A few other classmates chimed in. "Yeah, Lucas, live a little." He hesitated. He wanted to belong, to have a wild story to tell before graduation. But something gnawed at him. That note, "Choose wisely." When he got home, the smell of chicken stew filled the air. His mom, hair tied in a messy bun and hospital scrub still on, smiled warmly from the kitchen. "How was school?" she asked. Lucas dumped his backpack by the door and sat at the table. "It was fine. Brett invited me to a party tomorrow. It's at some cabin out by the lake." His mom stopped stirring. "Drinking?" He shrugged. "Probably." She sighed, walked over, and sat across from him. Her eyes were tired but kind. "Lucas, you're almost a man now. I can't make every decision for you, but I can remind you of something your dad used to say." Lucas looked up. "Bad company corrupts good character. People don't always show you who they are until it's too late. Be careful of the company you keep, baby." He gave a slow nod. She smiled, brushing his hair from his forehead. "Just come home safe. That's all I ask." The next night came too fast. Text after text lit up his phone. "Brett, you coming or what?" "Derek, party's fire already. Don't miss it." Lucas stood outside the apartment building in his hoodie, keys in hand, heart thudding. He wanted to go. He wanted to say yes, but then his mom's words echoed again. Bad company corrupts good character. He sighed deeply and texted back. "Can't make it. Y'all stay safe." His phone buzzed. Lame. Mama's boy. The sting was real, but Lucas shoved the phone in his pocket and went back upstairs. His mom was asleep on the couch, too exhausted from her double shift to even ask what he chose. He pulled a blanket over her and quietly retreated to his room. The next morning, Lucas woke to his phone ringing. It was 6:12 a.m. "Hello? Is this Lucas Jameson?" the voice on the other end asked. It was Mr. Herrera, one of the school's guidance counselors. "Yes, sir." There was a long pause. I'm sorry to call you like this, son, but some of your classmates were involved in an accident last night. They didn't make it." Lucas's throat dried up. "What? Who?" "Brett, Derek, Andrea. I think 6 were in the car. Only 1 survived, a kid named Nathan. He's in the ICU. The others? They hit a tree at full speed. They were drunk, Lucas." His knees buckled. He sat on the edge of his bed, heart pounding. Images of laughing faces and red plastic cups from party invites he'd seen on Snapchat flickered in his mind. That could have been him. It would have been him. Later that day, the news hit the whole school like a wrecking ball. Grief counselors were stationed in the library, students wept in hallways, and teachers barely got through their lessons. The auditorium held a memorial with candles and framed pictures of the 6 who died. Photos that had once lit up Instagram stories were now part of a sobering tribute. Lucas sat near the back, hands trembling, watching the slideshow. Every smile in those pictures had vanished in one tragic night. The survivor, Nathan, had been paralyzed from the waist down. Lucas visited him a week later when Nathan's parents opened the hospital room for friends. "Lucas?" Nathan's voice was weak. Lucas nodded, his voice cracking. I didn't go." Nathan gave a bitter laugh. "Smart. I wish I hadn't either. I begged Derek to slow down, but everyone was too wasted to listen." Lucas's throat tightened. "I'm so sorry." Nathan looked at him with tired eyes. "You're lucky, Lucas. You didn't just dodge a crash. You saved your life." Graduation came 2 weeks later, shrouded in sadness. The principal gave a heartfelt speech, honoring the students they lost. 6 empty chairs, each with a white rose, sat in the front row. When Lucas stepped up to receive his diploma, the applause was faint. Everyone was still processing the tragedy. But as he shook hands with the principal, he turned to the audience and caught his mom's eyes. She stood there, silently crying, hands clutched to her chest. That night, Lucas sat on the apartment balcony, diploma in hand, the city lights shimmering below. His mom joined him, 2 mugs of hot cocoa in hand. "You did good, baby," she said softly. He looked down. "I almost went, Mom. I almost said yes." "But you didn't," she whispered, placing a hand on his. "And that saved your life." He nodded, tears spilling freely now. "I didn't think choosing no could ever be this hard," he said. Sometimes the hardest no is the most powerful yes. A yes to your future, to your safety, to your purpose, she replied gently. Lucas stared out into the night sky, thinking of the faces he would never see again, the laughter now silenced, and the consequences of one bad decision. He didn't feel heroic. He felt spared. And from that moment on, he vowed to carry their memory not with guilt, but with purpose, to live the life they never would, to always choose wisely.